Good afternoon. This is Frank from BPX in Wakefield. Today we're going to talk about Secomea Remote Access Solution. When you buy the starter pack from BPX, how to log in on your first email, where you get something similar to this, where you've got last year X509 certificate to comply with SSL certification. That's your first time password, which once you've logged in successfully for the first time, you'll have to renew it. You'll have to change it, basically. It's simple as that. You click on the link provided and it will take you to the login page, or you can just type gm08.secomea.com. You don't need the dash admin, and it will come with the three login pages, something like this. gm08.secomea.com, and in there you've got your three licenses to access. Obviously you choose the admin, which is that one. Right, I've already logged in. The certificate is, like I said, the X5 to comply with the SSL certification. On your first successful login, you will get something like this, which is your environment with your admin license and your admin account and your licenses. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about how to create subdomains and further accounts. There's other two accounts, one for that license and one for that license. That's what I call the engineering license, because it's the one that creates the connections with the machine. Every time you do a connection with any device, you will be using this license. Whichever, whether you are as an admin logging in and you creating the connection, because an admin can do that, you will steal that license if it's available. Okay, so to create an account, and like I said, you just click on the domain, right click, create account from the menu, and I call it, you can use the same name. So I'm going to call it Frank. On the person's name, I'm going to put engineer. Put your email details in there, and you can create the account with the 35 password, or you can use the username and password. If you go for the username and password, it's still secure, but it's less secure. However, it's your standard 256 bits of encryption, which is the same amount of encryption you get on when you log in your bank account. So if you're happy enough doing that, then you should be okay using username and password. What's the difference is the certificate will not be required, so you can technically remote access from anywhere. It's up to you to decide what level of security you need. So I'm not going to create the certificate. I'm going to put username and password, and just click save to finish the configuration. Click yes, and it will save the settings for that account. Now, once as I am logged in with an engineer, you can see the as an admin, you can see the green icon. That means I'm logged in. So that person is locked off, obviously. But let's pretend that he's logged on. I can disable it on the spot. Click save, and he will no longer have connection. Or I can specifically disable him at a specific time of the day, date and time, next login, etc. Okay, so that's that account. Now we're going to create the mobile account. Create another account, and now in here we're going to call it Frank again. And rather than link manager, we're going to call it link is the license for the link manager mobile. You can assign the license, which is that one there will be assigned, and monitoring is what I'm going to give as a person name for this account. Now I can click save to finish the settings. What this license does, if you right click there, you will see that these, which is the mobile, goes red because it's already allocated to that account. This license is first in, first out. It's not allocated, what we call a floating license. So whether the admin or the engineer, they're connecting to a machine, whoever is doing it first will steal the account and will be showing red. The monitoring license, like I said, is mainly a license made for iPads, smartphones, smart TVs, anything that has a web browser capability, and it's just for monitoring stuff, is watching data. However, if your devices have VNCs, web servers features, then you can access with this license that feature. Okay, now we're going to create a subdomain. So right click in your domain and you then create a subdomain. Then we can call it test or video test. It doesn't like spaces. I like to put underscore. You can leave spaces if you want, but I like to put an underscore. Save us problems in the future. So video test, that's my domain, and I can put the engineer as a license, drag and drop into that domain, video test. Now you're going to remember I said username and password. So if I look on my emails, I should have an email here. The username is Frank and the password is that one. So I can click there on the link to access the engineering login screen. The username is Frank and the password is the one I've just copy pasted. Login is the first time password, so you need to renew it. So it's a combination of letters, numbers. So obviously you need to accept the terms and conditions. Read them, please. Doesn't see anything basically. The admin can see who's logged in. As you can see, I can see that Frank is logged, the engineer is logged in, but it doesn't see anything else. So it will only see devices. If I drag and drop this account, the monitoring account, into that same domain, video test, then I still don't see that guy because I'm logged in as an engineer. Okay. So I haven't created a connection to anything yet, although I've logged in as engineer, and therefore that's why that license is available, because there's nothing to connect to. We have not set up a Secomea remote access device yet. We just created the environment, and that's how it is done.